So student, now just look at here. Now I will explain about the air pressure. Okay, so first of all, just tell me one thing. Can you touch the air? Yes. Or can you feel it? Yes. So as all of you know that we can feel air. But what about the air pressure? You know, one important thing, you will be very surprised to know that air above us, yes, I am talking about living beings, okay, on Earth's surface. So you will be very surprised to know that air above us presses us with a great force on our bodies. However, we don't even feel it. Yes. What happened? As you all of you know about the on the Earth's surface, gravitational force also here. So we don't even feel it about the air pressure. But if you talk about the air pressure, it presses up with a great force on our bodies. Okay. So fine. This is because of the air presses us from the directions. Okay. Here as you can see, just look at the picture here. Above all the direction, this is the reason, okay, we cannot feel the air pressure. Why? Because of the air presses us from all the directions and our body exerts a counter pressure. So now student, air pressure. Now you can all of you know about what do you understand by air pressure. Air pressure is defined in simple terms, or you can say that beta. Air pressure is defined as a pressure exerted by the weight of air on the Earth's surface. And where? Yes, on the Earth's surface. You know, one interesting fact is also that, now student, just let's understand some interesting fact about the air pressure. Okay, now let's start. As you can see here, as we go up the layers of atmosphere, as you all of you know about it, I have already explained about the layers of the atmosphere. First of all, which is the most important layer of the atmosphere? Yes, troposphere. Then after it, we have already studied about the stratosphere, then mesosphere, thermosphere and exosphere. So now let's come back. So as we go up the layers of atmosphere, the pressure falls rapidly. Yes, this is the fact. And the air pressure is highest at the sea level. So where the air pressure highest? ओके, द एयर प्रेशर इज हाईएस्ट एट द कौन से लेवल पे आपका सबसे ज़्यादा जो एयर प्रेशर है हाईएस्ट होता है? इट इज़ हाईएस्ट एट द सी लेवल. गॉट इट? And decreases with height. Yes, and it also decreases with which thing? Decreases with height. Horizontally, you can say that just like horizontally the distribution of air pressure, if you talk about the distribution of air pressure, so it is influenced by the temperature of air at a given place. Okay, what about the temperature? Okay, what about the temperature of air at present at the given some place? So that's why we can say that the air pressure is influenced by, okay, distribution of air in pressure in areas where temperature is high. Now we will talk about the areas, okay, according to the area, as you can see here. Okay, now if we talk about the area, which one? Where the temperature is high, the air gets heated and rises. According to the temperature, the air also gets heated and what about it rises. This creates a low pressure area. Just get it, the difference between the whenever the air gets heated and rises, this creates a low pressure area. And if we talk about the low pressure, it is associated with cloudy skies and wet weather. Which things? Yes, it is associated with cloudy skies and wet weather. Students, so many times you have seen the weather forecastings in your newspaper, in your television also. So all these things also depend upon the air pressure. So now simple terms, you can say that when low pressure moves in, which thing? Yes, when low pressure moves in, it will bring stormy weather. That's why, yes, got it? Weather forecasting. And what about the high pressure? High pressure will usually bring good weather, just like clear and sunny skies. As you can see, with the help of these pictures, you can easily understand about the high and low pressure. As you can see, first of all, look at here. In area where temperature is high, the air gets heated and rises. Okay, then what happened? This create a low pressure area. What it create? It create a low pressure area. And if we talk about the area having lower temperature, the air is cold. Okay, then it is therefore heavy air sinks and creates a high pressure area. So after it, just as you can see here, the air always moves from high pressure area to low pressure area. fact also about the air pressure on the moon. If we talk about, as all of you know that on the moon there is no air. All of you know about it. Okay, so on the moon there is no air and hence no air pressure. बेटा सिंपल सी बात है, अगर आपका मून में एयर नहीं है तो आपका एयर प्रेशर भी नहीं होगा. Astronauts have to wear special, as you can see here, just look at here, astronauts have to wear special protective space suit filled with air when they go to the moon. Okay, but the astronaut have to wear, yes, they have to wear the one special protective space suits and filled with which thing? Yes, filled with the air, and when they have to go to the moon. If they did not wear these space suits, then what happened? Just now let's think. Okay, as you know now there is no air and there is no pressure on the moon. So if the astronaut did not wear these space suits, the counter pressure exerted by the body of the astronaut and would make the blood vessel burst. क्या हो जाएंगी? What happened that time due to the body of the astronaut? That yes, counter pressure will, okay, and the body of the astronaut would make the blood vessel and the astronaut would bleed. Now student, just look at here. Okay, so before going to start the topic wind, I would like to tell you one important thing about wind. Okay, a wind is also named after the direction from it blows. Okay, which direction from it blows? Example, the wind blowing from the west is called westerlies, and if the wind blowing from the east, so it is called easterly. Now got it? Now the here come. What do you understand by wind? So as you can see here in this picture also, the movement of air, which movement? Yes, as you can see here, the movement of air from high pressure area to low pressure area. ओके, कौन से एरिया? आपका जो हाई प्रेशर एरिया है उससे जो आपका लो प्रेशर एरिया, सो एरिया वाइज यू कैन से दैट मूवमेंट ऑफ एयर, इट इज़ नोन एज द विंड. Now you can see wind at work as it blows so many times, as you know, all of you know that we experience wind in everyday life when, okay, just like it blows dry leaves down the pavement, so many times you have seen, then uproot trees during a storm also, then even you can say that on blows away smoke or fine dust also. A times wind can be so strong that is so difficult to walk against it. Okay, so many times, as you all of you know that now a rainy season is going on, so you must have experienced it is not easy to hold an umbrella on a windy day. So think of some other examples also student when strong winds have created a problem for you. Now the next one, as you can see here, the next topic, types of winds. Wind can be broadly classified into three types. How many times it can be broadly classified? It can be broadly classified into three types. First we will talk about the permanent wind, okay, which is the first one. The first one is permanent wind, and the second one is seasonal winds, and the third one is local wind. These are the three types of wind. Now let's come here student. First of all, permanent wind. So the trade winds, westerlies and easterlies are permanent winds. As you all of you know about the westerlies and easterlies also, I have given example also. Just take an example, just like the wind blowing from the west is called westerlies. So the trade winds, westerlies and easterlies, they are permanent wind. These winds continuously throughout the air in a particular direction. Yes, you can say that continuously, okay, then constantly throughout the air in a particular same direction these winds can blow. Okay, and what about easterlies and westerlies? Now let's come here. The second one is seasonal wind. These winds change their direction in different season. Yes, according to the season you can say that these winds change their direction, either westerlies, west, then either east. It's according to the different season. For example, you can just like monsoon in India is now at present, rainy seasons going on. Now the third one is local winds, which is the third one, local winds. These blow only during a particular period of the day or a year in a small area. Yes, which winds? Local winds mostly only particular period of the day or a year. Just for example, land and sea breeze. Okay, which example? Land and sea breeze. So do you recall the hot and dry local wind of northern plains of India? So many times you have heard in very hot summer season, so many times your mother told me that don't go outside, loo lag jayegi, and all these kinds of sentence you have heard you from your mother now. So that's why these wind local winds. Okay, loo, what it called? It is called loo. Just look at here this one map also, as you can see, local name of the pre-monsoon showers, as you can see here, which is the one loo, as you can see here in the orange part. Okay, then here also red. Then look at this one also, sea breeze and land breeze. Now just look at here also, student, this is the major pressure belts and wind system. Okay, just look at here, high pressure here 90 degree northern and 90 degree south. Okay, 90 degree north and 90 degree south. Then polar easterlies, as you can see the direction about 60 degree north, and then prevailing westerlies here, as you can see the direction of this wind. Now next one, okay, equilateral low pressure area, it Dalston. Okay, then subtropical high pressure horse latitude, as you can see here, and then subpolar low pressure here. So it is a major pressure belts and wind system. Okay, other things also, just like polar easterlies, subpolar low pressure, prevailing westerlies, subtropical high pressure, northeast trade, then equilateral low. Okay, then southeast trace, then subtropical, then prevailing, then subpolar low pressure, then polar easterlies. So now look at the here. Now student, okay, cyclone, nature's fury. So here the fury means, okay, very great anger. So we will talk about under this, and the Odisha, okay, located on the eastern sea coast of India, is prone to cyclones that originate in the Bay of Bengal. Okay, now as you can see here, from where? From Bay of Bengal on 18 October 1999. Here we will talk about the year 1999. Okay, on October, and which part? Yes, Odisha, which is located on the eastern sea coast of India. So you know, cyclone hit 5 districts of the state. That time it's so much destruction, you can say that. Another super cyclone occurred on the 29th October 1999. When? Yes, 29 October 1999. That devastated large portion of the state. The damage caused were mainly due to the 3 factors. Which are the 3 factors? The first one, wind velocity, okay, then the second one, rain, and the third one is tidal surge. The wind of the up to, you can say that, just let's think about beta, 260 kilometer per hour lasted for over 36 hours. These high velocity winds uprooted trees, damaged the kacha houses, lots of destruction, lots of damage, you can say that. Which we think? Yes, like high velocity winds uprooted trees, damaged the kacha houses. Then roots, okay, rooftop of several industrial sheds and other houses were also blown away. Power supply and telecom lines snapped completely that time. Okay, due to the cyclone, which thing, what happened? Power supply and telecom lines snapped completely, and then heavy rain occurred under the influence. Yes, under the influence, which thing, so many things, as you can say that, of the cyclone for 3 days continuously. These rains led to the flooding in the major rivers of the Odisha. The cyclone winds caused tidal waves that swept 20 kilometers inland and brought massive destruction to the coastal areas. The 7 to 10 meter high tidal wave instructed suddenly and caused massive damage to the standing paddy crops also. Look at here also, student. According to this map, you can better easily understand about the cyclone. Okay, another picture. Here is it. Now, students, just look at here about the moisture and humidity. Okay, when water evaporates from land in different water bodies, it becomes water vapor. You have already studied in your previous class also, in science also, about water cycle, okay, about the water condition, how it evaporates, then condensation, then precipitation. So when water evaporates from land and from water different bodies, it became water vapor. Okay. So after this, moisture in the air at any time is known as humidity. कितना moisture है आपका? Okay, moisture in the air. Which one? Yes, moisture in the air at any time. Therefore, a humid day when the air is full of water vapor. Okay, देखिए बहुत sweating हो रही है, just like so आज बहुत humidity हो रही है. So what happen when the air is full of water vapor? Okay, as the air gets warmer. If we talk about the air, so as the air gets warmer, its capacity to hold the water vapor and increase, and so it becomes more and more humid. So that's why, what's the reason behind the temperature, or why the climate becomes more and more humid? Because of when the air gets warmer and its capacity to hold the water vapor increases. So that's why it becomes more and more humid. So on a humid day, clothes take longer to dry and sweat for our body does not evaporate easily and making us feel very uncomfortable. Okay, clothes बहुत time, yes, clothes take longer time to dry and even sweat also, sweating बहुत होती है बेटा. Okay, sweat from our body does not evaporate easily. So and that's why it making us very uncomfortable. Okay, now students, just look at when the water vapor rises, it starts cooling. Okay, the water vapor condenses, causing formation of droplets of water. Clouds are just masses of such water droplets. When these droplets of water become too heavy to float in air, then they come down as a precipitation. Okay. Now as you can see here, jet planes. If we talk about the jet planes flying in the sky, leave a white trail, as you can see here, this one. So trail behind them. The moisture from their engines condenses. Why? What's the reason? Because the jet planes engines, moisture from it condenses. We see trails of this condensed moisture for some time when there is no air movement to disturb it. As you can see, precipitation that comes down to the earth in liquid form is called rain. What it called? Precipitation in liquid form in water cycle, as you can see, what it called? It is called rain. Most of the groundwater comes from rainwater. From where it comes from? Yes, most of the groundwater comes from rainwater. Plants help preserve water. When trees on hills, okay, you can say that when trees on hillsides are cut, rainwater flows down the bare mountains and can cause flooding of low-lying areas. So here, as you can see in this picture also, on the basis of which thing? On the basis of mechanism, there are 3 types of rainfall. How many types of rainfall there are? Yes, 3 types of rainfall. So the first one, conventional rainfall, okay, which one? Then second one, orographic rainfall, and the third one, which one? Cyclonic rainfall. Here as you can see in this picture, this one, cyclonic rainfall. Then the next one, orographic rainfall or relief, and the next third one is which one? Conventional rainfall. Here. So after that, student, at last, as you all of you know that, okay, rain. Yes. What about the rain? Okay, rainfall is very important for the survival of plants and animals. Okay, it is very important from which end? Yes, survival for plants and animals. It brings fresh water to the earth's surface, and if rainfall is less, just think about the rainfall. If rainfall is less, water scarcity, yes, shortage of water and drought may occur. Okay, on the other hand, if it is more, floods take place. So there must be a balance between rain. Okay, either it is not low rainfall, it becomes drought, shortage of water. Okay, more rainfall, what it become? It become flooding and all. So student, for today, that's it. Thank you all of you. Have a nice day ahead.